Shalom, Boker Tov. Alright, boys, Daddy, and we're going to read the Bible. We read chapter 16. We talked about Hagar and Abram and Sarai and Ishmael and the Arab race and Islam and all sorts of good stuff. So now we're going to read Genesis chapter 17. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am the Almighty God. Walk and live habitually before me, and be perfect, blameless, wholehearted, complete. So God says, hey, walk before me blameless. That's what he says, okay? And I will make my covenant, solemn pledge between me and you, and multiply you exceedingly. It says, you walk blameless, and I'm going to make a covenant with you. Then Abram fell on his face, and God said to him, As for me, behold, my covenant solemn pledge is with you, and ye shall bear the father of many nations. Nor shall your name any longer be Abram, high exalted father, but your name shall be Abraham, father of a multitude, for I have made you the father of many nations. And I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you, your descendants after you throughout their generations, for an everlasting solemn pledge, to be a God to you, and to your posterity after you. And I will give to you, to your posterity after you, the land in which you are a stranger, going from place to place, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God said to Abraham, As for you, you shall therefore keep my covenant, you and your descendants after you throughout their generations. This is my covenant which you shall keep, between me and you and your posterity after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised. Oh man. And you shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token or sign of the covenant, the promise or pledge between me and you. He who is 8 days old among you shall be circumcised, every male throughout their generations, whether born in your house or bought with your money, for any foreigner not of your offspring. He that is born in your house, and he that is bought with your money must be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh, an everlasting covenant. And the male who is not circumcised, the soul shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. So you see, God says, if you don't obey my covenant, my laws, then you're cut off. So it's important for us to remember there's a deal God makes with us. It's not a one-sided deal. God just doesn't keep his deal and we don't keep it. That's not how it works. And God said to Abraham, As for Sarai your wife, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah, princess, her name shall be. It's Abraham's princess. And I will bless her and give you a son also by her. Yes, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be from her. Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said in his heart, Shall a child be born of a man who is 100 years old, and shall Sarah, who is 99 years old, bear a son? And he said to God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before you. O God said, Sarah your wife shall bear you a son indeed, and you shall call his name Isaac. Laughter. And I will establish my covenant or solemn pledge with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his posterity after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard and heeded you. Behold, I will bless him, and I will make him fruitful, and I will multiply him exceedingly. He will be a father of 12 princes, and I will make him a great nation. So you see here that the Arabs, through Abraham and God, are blessed. So, I think it's interesting because, talk about the Arabs serving the true God and the Jews serving the true God, but look here in the Bible and it says that the Arabs are blessed too from God. He says, My covenant, my promise, and pledge I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you at his second season next year. And God stopped talking with him, went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all who were born in his house, and all who were bought with his money, every male among those Abraham's house, and circumcised them, the very same day as God had said to him. And Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised. And that felt good. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised. On the very same day Abram was circumcised, and Ishmael his son as well. And all the men of his house, both those born in the house and those bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised along with him. Ta-da!